Otakuans, welcome back
What's
to
up? What's up?
another episode. So this week's kind of a little bit of a slow week in the anime realm. We're getting into our mid-season of anime. So you all know the new season of anime is dropped. We're about 3 to 4 episodes in for most of our shows. Some of them just came out today, like Demon Lord 2099 or something. So
Hey, we're gonna review when we review. We already have a schedule about 2
yeah.
weeks. That review's coming out. You might
Whoever
get
you
two,
are,
3 episodes. I'm
drop
sorry.
the whole
I'm
season. Just
sorry.
stop. I apologize. Our
This is
schedule
your
doesn't
fault.
revolve around you, so stop. All right.
Your schedule should revolve around ours. You know when our reviews come out, bro.
Yeah,
Stop
like
playing with
they
us.
know. They
Stop
should know
playing with
when
us.
our reviews come out, and they should drop it according to
Facts.
our schedule. No,
Facts.
anyways, but we are going to be doing our review in the mid-season in the next couple of weeks. So today we're going to get into our news, and then David, I got a question.
I'm
I got
ready
a
for you.
question for you. Now, I want to say, you're going to hear this question, right? And
Mm.
you're going to be like, I could think of so many, but you got to find a perfect answer. There's going to be a lot of people that you're going to be like,
No.
oh, this person, that person, nah, nah,
I
nah,
gotta
nah,
think about it. Nah, I
nah,
like
nah, nah.
top of the
You won't,
brain, right
you
off the
won't have
minty,
so
bro.
you won't have to think about it initially, but I
Mm.
guarantee you're like, you know what, this motherfucker, I guarantee it, I guarantee it.
Luffy.
So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. No big three this time. No big three. No big
Alright,
three because it's gonna be too easy for you. So no big
alright.
three.
You already know the
So
answer.
everybody, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the notification bells down below so you don't miss out on our future videos. Let's jump
Mm.
to our news. So first one we got One Piece, the One Piece log. So the Fishman Island arc saga, which is the reanimation of the Fishman Island arc that's been abridged down to about 21 episodes, I believe,
Mhm.
is right now on a break and postponed until the 3rd of November. So it was scheduled to come out today.
Damn.
So today is the 27th as we are recording this, but it was scheduled to come out, and it's going to be postponed to the 3rd. So by the time you may see this, it may be already out. Who knows? That's up to our editing team. Our
Hopefully
editing
not.
team is the one.
Hopefully not that late.
Yeah, our editing team is, they're the ones we collab with Mappa Studios. A lot of them we chain them up to their desks, and it's just the whole thing. Anyways, but they are postponing it due to the World Series. So the World Series will be airing in Japan across all platforms, and it's going to be everywhere. So they're going to postpone that, obviously, which is a smart move. They're going to get their ratings and get everything like that. So on top of One Piece news, so Oda is taking a 2-week break from writing the manga to work on the live action One Piece season 2 that's coming out.
Hey, I'm not even
So
mad at him, bro. No, it's funny because
I mean,
there was
yeah,
a whole discussion on Facebook about this. Somebody was legitimately mad that Oda's taking a break from it's a big YouTuber actually made a video or no, made a post on Twitter. I'm not because we don't call people out on this channel. We know the vibes. We don't call people out every time on this channel. We don't call
okay,
people
yeah,
out,
yeah.
but we're not gonna say
We
his
drop
name.
hint.
But
We
he
drop
he
hints.
dropped something on a big social media platform, basically saying that he was mad that Oda is taking a break for 2 weeks to go work on the One
Because he
Piece
was American.
live action. He is, of course. So essentially, it's like he's saying, why are you wasting our time and your time working on the One Piece live action when you could be making the One Piece manga? Or he then tried to say later in the comment, or taking a break, like getting some real rest and relaxation. One, it's in South Africa. He's not going down to South Africa to direct the One Piece
Yeah.
live action. He's going down there to give his opinion on the
Yeah,
live
he
action.
just has a hand in it. Like, oh, let me just show you what I think should happen.
Exactly. This brother is chilling for
Yeah, like
for 2 weeks in South Africa, living life,
yeah,
living a
honeys,
beautiful life.
honeys with Johannesburg,
Oda
bro.
son. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
he's
talking about?
sipping margaritas with senoritas. He don't give a fuck.
And
Like,
two, he deserves a fucking break. Like, he doesn't need to be sitting in his fucking
yeah,
house. He already admitted that he does, like, basically 17, 18-hour days writing his manga every single fucking day, making sure that
they
comes
want
out every
yeah
single fucking week on time. Like, bro, give this dude a break.
they need this. They want this nigga to be light Yagami, just in the Death Note. Like,
And this is his fucking dream. Like, he
yeah,
admitted before the One Piece live action came out that I had a dream to make One Piece worldwide. I wanted to make a global, and this he said that the live action is his last chance because he knows he's getting old.
Yeah,
He knows the expectant life expectancy of a mangaka. So he said, "This
yeah,
is my last chance to make One Piece worldwide." And you
yeah.
really gonna sit there in your fucking comfy ass chair, twiddling away at your at your
Does his name rhyme
fingers,
with Brick?
huh?
Does his name rhyme with Brick?
Oh no, God no, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
would have said something directly to that, but no. He's
Okay.
sitting away right and talking about something. You shouldn't be taking a break. You should be
Yeah,
writing a
that's
manga, or you should be taking a nap after the case.
nigga. There's
I'm done.
motherfuckers around this planet that will put him in a basement and tell him to finish the series
Hey,
if
you
they
don't
got a
need to say
chance.
half his Twitter handle.
That's why, yeah, that's why he don't show his face. Like, motherfuckers would be after him, just like the death threats that the Attack on Titan
Mm-hmm.
creator got
Mm-hmm.
and shit. Like, people were like, "We will come for you," and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Nigga, it's a book."
Oh no, that
Yeah,
reminds me of. Isn't there another anime that they announced recently that they're changing the ending a little bit
yeah,
because the fans no that's wrong.
it's not a.
The fans are making a completely different ending because they
Yeah,
didn't like the way it ended.
I think it was
What?
JJK.
Yeah, it
Pretty
was.
sure.
I'm pretty sure it's JJK. So they're making a
Yeah,
fan edit ending of JJK. Like, nah, you didn't do it right, Gage. Fuck that. Fuck all
hey,
the years you put into this.
I know you
We can do
created
it
this.
right.
I know you invented this and created this,
But
but you're wrong.
But you're
Oh,
wrong. You're wrong.
oh, okay, oh,
Everything
okay.
that you
Makes
thought
sense.
you knew for the past 10
Yeah,
years, you're wrong.
yeah. I
And
know
we're going
more
to
about
fix this
this than you.
problem for you. You don't even have to ask
Absolutely.
for it. You don't even, you're not, we're not getting your permission. We're going to do it for you
These
though.
these people, we got the channel on these
Bro,
people out there that are
weebs
crazier than
are
us.
crazy, bro. Like
Absolutely.
sometimes, like I know we're a part of this community as well, but like sometimes I feel like we're part of like a sub part of the weeb
Yeah. I
community
mean,
because I'm not that crazy.
I was telling you about that YouTube video I watched the other day where it's probably give it away for people watching it, but it was about guess that weeb or
Hmm.
guess the weeb, and about there was a one chick on there that was like the dude literally is saying, I don't like how animes sexualize women, and she's like, he's like, this is like the perfect man, right? For somebody like her or like anybody else. Like, I don't like
Hmm.
how they sexualize women. I don't like how they do this, do that. They can make a better story without the sexualization of women. I mean, that's a good slogan, right? That's a good little talking point.
Of
And she
course.
goes, well, it must be what you're watching then. And I was like,
You must not watch anime.
and then she proceeds to say later, I like the way they display women in Chainsaw Man.
Excuse?
And then she proceeds to say, well, yeah, you mean the one where Power was in the bathroom and let Denji,
Yeah, yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha,
I got,
shoot,
okay,
shoot, shoot,
oh,
yeah,
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 no
yeah.
problem.
You didn't watch the whole
Uh,
season. Got it.
okay.
Got it.
And then she proceeds to say, I only collect and read shojo manga.
Okay. Some
Oh,
insight.
so we don't, so just like our society, we always talk about the sexualization of women, but we're not talking about the sexualization of men. Got it.
I was gonna say, okay, it makes sense that since that's what you
No,
watch,
cool.
it's that's what you're
Yeah.
intaking, it makes sense that you don't see it. But no, facts. You don't they sexualize men and women
Oh
in
yeah.
fucking shoujo manga. Like,
I
what do
hit
you
a
mean?
I hit a whole milestone, bro. I was arguing with somebody in YouTube comments. I've
Hmm.
never done that before. And somebody was like, "It only happens in shonen." And I'm like, "That's
Welcome.
that's yeah, like that's what happened. Like what do you mean?" And I was like, "They also do it in shojo, but it's just men. Like
Hmm.
with the pretty faces and the abs and the like flowers in the mouth. Like that's they sexualize men for
Bro,
women in
she's
shojo. They
clearly
sexualize women
trolling.
for men in shonen. Like she's like, it must be, and then it was judgmentally that it must be what you're watching.
Yeah.
Then you're the problem.
She's
Excuse
clearly
me.
trolling you. Because
Like
there's no
you
way she's
can't
serious.
like. And then some random people were like, oh, she's got a point. She's got a point. I'm like, no, that's kind of crazy. And then she mentions Chainsaw Man as of all animes that she likes how women are represented.
Look at 70-80% of anime, women are represented in a certain light. Unless you're watching some children
Right.
shit like
That's why I said
seinen,
you can't
shoujo,
say you can't be like
dojo.
you can't be like it must be what you're watching then when like 80 like you said 80 to 90% of anime does that. That's all of almost all of anime.
Mm.
Yeah, your shoujo where it's designated to girls and young girls, they're not going to do that.
As
But even
much, no.
sometimes even then they still kind of do it with the pencil skirts and the
Mm-hmm.
like stuff like that, like the little sleepover parties that the girls have in shoujo anime, like
Make
they
women
still do it,
seem dumb just to get
but
with a
not
guy.
right, not in the way that they do it in shonen. But like you can't say that like we're the ones under a rock only watching certain types of anime. It's an isekai, which is I guess shonen technically, but like isekais, adventure style animes, magic student animes, like it's I mean, how many different genres of animes have we watched where they do some sort of sexualization? It's a
Mm.
lot. Our job is to watch anime and report it back to you guys.
There's
So
different
we
levels
watch
to it.
so many different types, and they do it all over the planet. So to be like, it's only what you watch. I'm like, y'all weebs is crazy. And then to be like, oh, only collect and watch and listen and read shojo. I'm like, then shut up. You're the one like
You don't have an opinion then
shut the fuck up.
until you take in a multitude of forms of
Yeah,
different audiences, different target audiences, and
yeah,
then you're like, okay, since I know different types of anime,
yeah.
I can now say it with an educated
It's-
answer
right.
that not all animes like that.
Yeah.
You are just watching that type of anime.
Yeah,
But
that's
I've only
like
look at
arguing an opinion on something you
one
don't
thing.
know anything about. Like which is common for our society these days is having an opinion on something you have little to no. But like you can't tell me that you haven't watched Naruto, that you haven't watched like the big three, you haven't watched these shows where Tsunade got the big opai. Like that's life, my nigga. I don't know what to tell you. That's anime.
I guarantee she watched Naruto.
Yeah, absolutely. She had a Uzumaki shirt on, and I'm like, you
Oh,
watch like
oh
what are you talking
no.
about? Like, what are you talking about?
Look at your
Anyways,
shirt.
Weaves is just.
Look at the first 100 episodes. What do you mean?
I feel like in we are
We're
down
in a sub
we're in a box.
community of the overall weeb community. You
Now
know what
I
I mean?
said somebody agree with me too. Wrap this up. Get back to the news. But somebody agree with me there because I said I don't give a fuck what they do. Japan, you griping is not going to change anything.
Mm,
Japan gets away with murder. They can do
mm.
whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a fuck. If the show is good, I'm fucking watching it. If I don't like it because there's maybe a little bit overly sexualization or it's like
Hmm.
something with like a younger girl, then I back off
And we
because
will.
that's not my morality. And we've done it. We've done it on this pod
Hmm.
multiple times where we've been like, that was a bit too much drop. Like, let's drop this one because they start showing the little, it's like, no, right? Like, too much lolly shit, we drop it because that's just not our flavor. But like, I was like, y'all need to, somebody was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll watch all the Opie I want. Amen. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways,
All right.
getting back to the news. One more bit of One Piece news. So we got a One Piece and Casify collab. So remember when we were talking about a while ago where JJK collabed and they made the AirPods case with it was the Prison Realm AirPods case.
Mm.
So they're doing that with One Piece where they're making like Devil Fruit AirPods cases. They're making like Devil Fruit phone cases, things like that. So if you're big into One Piece and you want to get like a Devil Fruit AirPods case, then Casetify is doing that right now.
It's
I will say
crazy.
they are a little pricey. I've
I
looked
mean,
at it because I
it's
wanted.
Casify.
I
Like,
mean, yeah,
it's
I wanted to
Casify.
get the Prison Realm just because I don't have the AirPods that go in it. I have the Gen ones, but I wanted to just
You
get
just
the
have the
Prison
box
Realm.
just to sit on
Yeah,
the shelf.
yeah, I wanted to just have the box, but it was like $100. I'm
Hey,
like,
One Piece is taking over. But you know what's
yeah,
crazy? And something that I'm now talking to you, my target audience. My target audience somewhere between 16 and 65 plus years old, men or women. Doesn't
everybody,
necessarily matter.
the
I'm now talking
80%
to
of
y'all.
population.
I've been slowly and systematically turning this into a One Piece podcast.
He has.
And
I've noticed.
I say we're about 40% there, guys. So stay tuned. All my One Piece fans, stay tuned. We're almost
He
there.
has he has no idea that I've slowly been turning this into a Naruto podcast. So
It was.
we're about 50%.
We made a 180 though. We made a
When you
180.
slowly see the Naruto news coming back and there's zero One Piece,
Get
you're
some
like,
news
Naruto.
then. Get some news then,
Yeah,
Naruto. Where the
yeah.
fuck is that anime that y'all
That is
promised
very
us
true.
this summer? Where's the anime?
But if you've noticed, I've only done the One Piece news in the beginning, so we forget about it slowly after with all
We
the rest
never
of the
forget.
stuff.
This is why I wear my One Piece apparel, so we never forget.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Pluto TV has announced their first 24-hour Pokemon channel.
Hmm.
So, if you love Pokemon, they're going to be featuring select episodes from 22 different seasons of the OG Pokemon series, and it's going to be following Ash's story. So, it's going to be
22 seasons is
20.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's 24. It's a 24-hour channel, all Pokemon, all the time.
I was
They
thinking like, what
have a bunch
season
of
are they
different
gonna
ones.
do? But bro,
Yeah.
is so you hold on. So when you say 24 hours, you mean like 24 365 or just one
Yeah,
day
like
they're gonna do?
you click. So Pluto T. If you don't know what Pluto TV
Yeah, I
is,
don't know.
Pluto TV has, think of it as like you have cable television and you go
Mm,
to channels, and that channel is going to be just Pokemon all the time.
damn.
Yeah. So
See,
I
it would
have.
annoy me if it's like bouncing
I
around
think
though.
it
I'd
was.
rather it be in like order.
It's not so the way I read it, it's gonna be starting from Ash's journey, and it's gonna
Hmm,
go all the way up until they want to stop, and then start over, and then
that's
go all the
fire.
way until it's just gonna be 24/7 of his story, Ash's
Hmm,
complete story. So that's what I've read. So I don't know, but they do the same thing on
damn.
I think Amazon right now. If you have like a premium subscription, if you
Hmm.
go further down, they have like a Halloween 24/7 special. They have like
Yeah, I saw
24/7
that.
channel. They have different channels that only show these specific things
Oh,
for
so it's
kids.
like it's
They have a Scooby Doo
always
one
that.
right now. Yeah,
I think I saw the
always.
Scooby Doo one. Like I see
Yeah,
stuff like on YouTube, like they have channels and
yeah,
stuff. Like I'm like on YouTube, they just like press upload and then press play and
yeah,
then
yeah,
just keep
yeah.
on playing. But like a TV channel,
They
I
have.
never thought they have a full TV channel dedicated to like
Mhm.
one. I can't say one show
That's what
because
Pluto.
again,
That's
22 seasons. You got 22
yeah. That's
different
what
type of
Pluto does.
shows.
Pluto TV is like getting cable without cable. You
Mm,
just pick what channels you want. And like you pay like a monthly subscription and you could just really watch whatever channel you want. And it's dedicated to specific things.
mm,
So you're not watching like Fox, which I mean, I think you can. I don't have Pluto TV. I think you can. There's like basic channels, but then you can go and watch just like Boomerang, just Scooby Doo, just Go Go
mm.
Gadget, just Yu Gi Oh, just Pokemon. Like you can watch just those
But
channels
you
like
could
on a twenty
you
four
could
seven.
choose what you want to watch,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they don't
So
judge me when I walk up to the counter and be like, "Hey, let me get that 24-hour Pokemon channel." Huh? The 24-hour Pokemon
well,
channel.
Pluto TV is an
Like,
app.
okay, so it's on the app. All right, no judgment
Yeah,
zone, guys. If you want to watch
no,
Pokemon for 24 hours,
Pluto TV.
go
If
ahead.
you got a what TV you have? You have an LG, right?
I got a lot of
Or
different TVs. I
Fire
don't
or
know.
Amazon Fire
I
TV.
got Fire TVs. I got
Well,
Roku TVs.
if you go on to Amazon Fire TV or even on my TV downstairs, you've seen on the on the ones that are already pre-uploaded on the TV. Pluto TV is one of them. I just haven't got it because there's no point. Like I don't see
Okay,
the
you just
point watching
gotta pay for the
Pokemon.
app.
Yeah, it's like a monthly subscription thing.
Hmm.
Anyways,
I'll check
yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah. So, um, so John Wick anime that we discussed years ago, that's finally coming out. It is actually going to be a prequel
Mm.
of the movies, which I am extremely excited about
Mm.
because I've been wanting the whole. So they already have a. I'm big into John Wick. So I love John Wick, and even looking at the universes and like different stuff like that, because it's turning into a universe, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
They have a movie coming out called Ballerina, where Anna De Armas, I think her name is. She's like the really good-looking Italian girl, like Spanish girl.
Hathaway.
Yeah, no, Anna De Armas. You'll if you've seen her, you'll know who she is.
I'm terrible with
Um,
names.
she's
Faces, much better.
have you seen the Keanu Reeves movie where he's like at home and these two girls like come up and say they need to use his phone and they pretty much like
Yes.
redo him
I
or
really
whatever?
like that movie.
So the Spanish one, that's her. Anna De Armas, not
Okay.
the shorter one, the
Yeah.
one that's like yeah,
The
that
taller one.
not the taller one, she's shorter.
The shorter one. Not the
Yeah,
tall one.
nah, she's the Hispanic one that like she's in the bed on top of him doing the craziness.
Got you. With you.
Yeah, yeah. She's in the new movie called Ballerina.
Mm.
Ballerina is in the John Wick universe about the girls. So if you know anything about John Wick universe, the assassin school is that Russian school, but it's their front is a
Mm.
ballet studio. The front is a ballet studio. So you remember you've seen the movies, right?
Pause. Isn't that the same storyline from the Marvel? What's her name? The redheaded chick,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Sorry, that's my alarm. Yeah, isn't that the same storyline for Black Widow?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. But
What's the difference? Because
it's I'm not sure
because I know
completely.
nothing about John Wick. I don't know nothing about
Mhm.
this universe that you're talking about. But when you start saying, I'm like, wait, I know this,
So
but I haven't
yes,
watched John Wick.
it's kind of the same,
Uh
but
huh.
there's multiple different assassin schools, and hers just so they're not also a ballet studio. They're also a wrestling academy.
Mm.
So like there's the men, the boys. So boys and girls get sent to this orphanage, and this orphanage is the boys get separated. They go do wrestling, like they do wrestling championships, they do wrestling competitions, and the girls separate to go be ballerinas. They all have those tattoos on it. You saw the tattoos on his back, but it's a Russian mob that runs that
Yes.
society, and then they train them behind closed doors to become assassins, the
Mm.
boys and the girls. And so Ballerina is about her, and it's instead of John Wick being the wrestler and like bringing the men out, it's showing a female coming out of the ballerina studio to go off and be an assassin. And so she's a ballerina, and then she trains and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that movie. People are of course up in arms about it. I'm like, fuck you, I love this shit.
Because it's
And
expanding the universe, of course.
well, not even just that. They're like, of course, it's a female lead, and I'm like, yeah, it's about one of the female assassins in the other part of the fucking John
Bro,
Wick's even he's even in the
women are
movie.
majority of the world. Stop complaining
Like,
when females are the
right?
lead of a movie. Like,
Like,
of course
I'm
they should
sorry.
be.
When I saw the ballerinas, and I heard in the John Wick universe that the ballerinas, the females, are also assassins as well. I'm like, I want to see something like that. And they put Anna de Armas in it. Like, she bad, bro. Like, I'm watching that. I don't
He
know what you're
wanted to
talking about.
describe the sexy, so I knew he
Like,
wanted
what?
to watch it for those
Like,
reasons. I'm trying to
bro,
see that.
I'm watching that. But anyways,
I know what you
um,
look like
I've
naked.
also wanted to see John Wick's prequel, like him
Mm,
coming up through the academy, him learning how to be an assassin all the way up until like we haven't gotten any of that, just backstory and flashbacks. That's all we've ever gotten in the
mm,
movie. So the fact that they're coming out with an anime of this and the animation looks really good, like I'm excited,
yeah.
especially if it's going to be a prequel. You know what I'm saying? Like hopefully they show like him as a kid and him learning how to fight and wrestle, and then him, coming off getting it. Like I think one of the little
Hmm.
screenshot plays was him like getting a tattoo on his back and stuff. I'm like, that's dope. Like I'm excited about that.
I wonder
Like
if he's
that's
going to cameo in the ballerina one as
he
well.
is.
So he is
Yeah.
going to be in that one as well.
Uh-huh.
I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like I haven't
In
watched
the
the whole universe, but from what I
yeah
do know, he's pretty fucking cool. He whoops everybody ass, so I'm definitely
yeah
gonna watch
in
the
the
anime.
trailer for Ballerina, it shows her coming to him for like advice. I
Mm,
don't know at what point she's talking to him, because after the second movie, he's kind of on the run for the next two movies. So, like, I don't think she'd be able to talk to him then. So I don't know if this was like while he was still active before his wife died and before his dog got killed.
mm.
But she talks to him, like she goes to him for advice in the movie. It shows it in the trailer. So like, which is even cooler. It's not like they're getting rid of him and making a whole nother universe. Like they are keeping it together, which not a lot of movies do. So people complain and they could just shut the fuck up, honestly.
Facts.
So, um, all right. So next we got Fire Force season 3 is in production.
Finally.
So part 1 is
Ooh.
coming out in April 25th.
Mm.
Yep, and part 2 is coming out, or April 2025, excuse me. And then part 2 is coming out January of
It's my
2026.
birthday month.
Um,
Looking forward to it.
yeah, the which is also funny because the studio is David Production. But you better not fuck it up, dude. You better not fuck it up.
They're gonna change
Yeah,
the sound of
I'll
the
fucking
fire.
yeah, I'll fucking come for
It's
you.
gonna be like
No,
poo.
yeah, pa-toom, pa-toom. No, but like the
I'm done
reason
with you
why it's
guys.
taking so long, I've seen some people complaining when this news dropped. The reason why is because they were looking, the studios that was supposed to do Fire Force. If you remember, we talked about it. They dropped. They
Yeah.
dropped Fire Force, and so Fire Force has been waiting for a production team for a studio to pick them up, and they finally just got one, which means there's nothing done. So it's not like they can just pick up where the Lex studio left off, even if they did leave off. Like who knows if they even did anything? They probably didn't if they
Mm.
dropped it. So they have to start from a fresh start from a new. But we got
6
less than a
months
year.
though. Six
Yeah, we
months
got
is crazy.
it's nothing.
If they're starting from nothing
Yeah,
and they're saying part one is gonna be in 6 months,
yeah,
please don't fuck this up. Don't rush it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, I know.
hopefully Mappa's on
What's it?
it. We
Oh,
know it's gonna
Dave,
be right.
Dave Production sponsored by Napa.
You get 2 weeks.
You got 2.5 days. Figure it out. Um, so the Berserk manga is releasing two new chapters. One came out 2 days ago, and then another is coming out on November 8th. Excuse me,
Mm.
November 8th. So If you're big Berserk fan, I've been trying to collect them dang books back there, but things are so expensive.
I try to look at them and be like, okay, how much is this one? This one be like 17. I'm like, bitch, you took $3 off? No, aren't they like 25 each?
No, they're $50 a piece. Yes.
I'll let you know when I see one for $20 then.
Yeah, they're $50 a
I
piece.
saw one for like, I'm pretty sure it was like 17.99. So I was like, oh, it's on like $2 off.
Yes,
Wow.
send that to me.
Send that.
Send
Okay,
that to
got
me.
it.
I only have 2 books. They're $50 a piece. Yeah, so I've been trying to collect them, but they're expensive, which it is what it is. But at the end of the day ends. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the last one I got is Adidas is also doing or not also, but just talking about collabs here. Adidas and Demon Slayer are doing a collab. So if you still rock anime shoes, um, don't laugh like that. Leave them folks alone. If you
I'm
still
not
rock anime
laughing.
shoes, um, you can pick yourself up some Nezuko or some Tanjiro Adidas,
I saw,
some flat.
I saw they didn't have a big old Tanjiro and Nedry were not like sitting on the side of the shoe. So if they kind of look okay, they had the color scheme and shit. Like,
There
so
was a Nezuko one where she was on the
was it?
side.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I just saw the one that kind of looked good
Now, you
then.
remember them shoes? Or where were we? Remember them shoes we saw that dude was doing? He was like hand drawing those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this? Is that in Texas? Was that?
Yeah, that was in Texas when he was
Yeah, yeah,
drawing on
yeah.
the shoes, the white shoe.
Zinkan? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those were that was pretty dope because he could do pretty much any design you
I
wanted.
still
They're
follow him.
expensive, of course.
I
Do
still
you?
follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might get some just to like hang up. You ain't about to catch me walking around with no Naruto shoes.
they're
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you
on the
that.
shelf, right on
Yeah.
the shelf. Clean as shit too. White shoe, like some
Yeah,
white
they're
Vans
clean.
with some nice ass
Clean,
art.
clean. Yeah. Clean. Clean. All right. All right, so that wraps it up for our news. So, what character, side character, in your opinion, right?
Zoro.
No big three.
Fuck.
Nope.
Okay, not
No.
Zoro. Not Zoro. Okay, I'm here. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
No big three.
Mm.
What side character, in your opinion, deserves, not just like it'd be cool to see, deserves a spin-off, deserves its own show?
Not big three.
Not big three. I knew you was gonna say so. Like, bro, shut up. Like,
Um. So the problem is, I like a lot. I like a lot of like, isekais, light novels, stuff like that. I think Benny Maru from Reincarnated as a Slime. I would love to see his story because he's a player. He's a boss. Like when
yeah,
you see the most recent season and you start seeing like all the different women,
yeah,
and you know us, we spoiler gang over here. We read ahead, so like man's doing all right for himself. So I would love a side story that doesn't have to be long, like a prelude
mhm,
of everything that happened, like for him to become who he was, because he was
okay,
like one of the leaders of their like the Onis, when
okay,
he met up with Rimuru, and also or something in the future, like who he will become, and because I'm sure he's going to be an emperor over his own land, one of the great generals of Rimuru's nation, and his nation isn't going to be
okay,
limited to temporal forests. So
okay,
I think that would be cool too.
okay,
I
okay.
also really like Rising of the Shield Hero.
Hmm.
So I know I'm not going to cheat. Motoyasu, the spear hero from Rising of the Shield Hero, he has a spinoff. I actually bought the spinoff with you. Remember we went to that manga light novel store for the first time
Yeah,
here in
yeah,
Virginia?
yeah,
I bought
yeah.
the reprise of a spear hero before I ever bought Rising of the Shield Hero. So I read all of that first, and then I started collecting the Rising of the Shield Hero books. I
Okay,
loved reprise of Shield Spear Hero. If they
okay.
had one of those for every one of those heroes, specifically their perspective,
That would be cool. That would be
I
cool.
would read all of them. So
Okay.
I think it would definitely be, of course, one of those huge fantasy light novels series I have where their side characters are their main characters too. They're just on the side of
Yeah.
the main character. I would definitely read any of their side stories, spinoffs.
Okay. I got three.
Three? Okay.
They're kind of off to the left. So I did my right. Off to the left. So kind of bear with me here.
Mm.
So my first one is gonna be Caden. You don't know who Caden is because you haven't seen the show yet,
Mm.
but it's from Dota Dragon Blood, right?
Okay.
He is the guy that I told you about that rocks like the hardest demon or dragon armor that makes him be able to like shoot up into the air and like dive and like fuck dragons up. And he's
Mm.
like a really old dude, not really old, but he's older, has a scar down his face, like kind of grayish in his beard, but he's a fucking beast, beast of a man, right? And he's always so like reserved and like just, but they talk about the fact that he has a crazy ass backstory, so I'd like to see something about him,
Mm.
right? But I didn't want to just say that because that's one of them Netflix jaws. You know what I'm saying? That's not like it's an anime, but it's not like an anime, right?
Yeah.
That we're talking about. And so my next one will probably be Arthur from Fire Force.
Bro, you know these kids have PBS on all the time. You said Arthur. I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
show, bro. What do you mean? Like
What do you, I want to see
Arthur's
Caillou.
neighborhood, bro. What do you mean?
Caillou. No, but Arthur from Fire Force with the
Mm.
sword. I want to see like how he got the sword, how he was raised. He talks about like what gave him that mentality the way he is. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Versus King Arthur versus I can't do shit Arthur. You know, because he has that Zenitsu complex, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, like Zenitsu has to fall asleep to be badass. He just has to get hyped up. He's scared a lot, but then if somebody's like, "Oh, Your Majesty, please save us," he's like, and his little hair sticks up and he fucking starts getting fucking crazy. So I'd really like to see like his own, maybe like a couple episodes, a little data, a little book about him or
That'd
something.
be lit.
You know what I'm
That'd be lit.
saying?
I got another one
Eh,
actually.
Okay,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no. Finish Arthur first.
So well, that was it, and then I have one more.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
have one more. Well, last one is gonna be Jet from Cowboy Bebop.
So
Jet. He
just like how before the Bebop and
because what and the only my only reservation from this is the fact that I don't think the show would be boring, but it turned into kind of a detective show
mm,
because Jet was a detective back in the day before he was a bounty hunter. But he was a bounty hunter before he met Spike and Valentine and all them before he formed the Bebop.
mm-hmm.
So we would get part detective stuff because apparently his past is crazy because he was like in the military and then he was like the SDF force of the police force and then he became a detective and then he became a bounty hunter because some really fucked up shit happened and then because he got betrayed by his partner and all this other shit and then he became a bounty hunter and then after being a bounty hunter for a while is when he met Spike and then they formed a crew together and formed the Bebop and shit like that and I
Yeah.
really want to see that progression. Like I really want to see that progression. I just don't like cop shows that much, but I think if it's Cowboy Bebop in itself,
Mm.
I'd appreciate it and I'd still be able to watch it. You know what I'm
It'd still
saying?
be fire. See, I think it's great. Probably not necessarily for you, but so many characters have these side stories just written.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not even translated to English. So in Japan, they already have the side stories for a lot of these characters. So the next person I do want to mention, because there's a side story of Mashuko Tensei, Java's reincarnation. There's a side story to that called Roxy Gets Serious. So it's a focus on the blue hair magic girl who tutors our boy Rudius in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Roxy Gets Serious is a focus on her. I would actually want, which is going to lead me to another point. I would want a side story focused specifically on Eris. So not a
Mm,
prelude, but
mm.
in
What she's doing right now.
what she's doing now. So in the when you read it, and sometimes they do it in an anime, I've noticed when you
Yeah.
read it at the end of every book, there's like a extra chapter, maybe two extra chapters, in which they're giving those stories of what's going on with other people, like what was going
Yeah,
on in
yeah.
Aerith's head. And then we saw like in the anime, there was like a special episode where it was a focus
Mm,
on just Aerith, and that was from a special chapter, an extra chapter of the
yeah.
book. But I will legitimately, just like how Roxy gets serious, Roxy has her own side story. I want a side story from the moment she did her thing with Rudius and left that whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything she's been,
You know, it'd
not
be
just a
badass
little
too. How she
episode or
fight. It'd
chapter,
be badass.
everything. Oh, she's a beast. And like
Mm-hmm.
everything I know from, because I've been reading audiobooks of Mashuko Tensei while reading Rising of the Shield Hero, she is a monster. She becomes a monster. She's literally
I know
the
I haven't seen it,
sword.
but I can know.
She becomes Rudy as a sword, like she wants to be. So
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
read that.
they do the same thing for Sword Art Online.
Mm.
So if you know, like they have the Sword Art
Yes,
Online
they
mangas, but
do.
then they have like girls. What is it? Fuck. That's a she. My wife wants it so bad, but it's only in Japanese. It's like the girl. It's like Action Girls or something like that, where
Mm.
it's just like the females of Sword Art Online, and they get fucking buck wild. And then they have so many, they have a million different spin-offs of
One
Sword Art
Piece got
Online
that
in
too.
manga and book form, like so many, where it's just some of them are only in Japanese, or like I can barely find a couple of them on eBay, but it's only in Japanese. I'm like, shit, she fucking like it regardless. So, but they have like, you look up Sword Art Online manga, there's like so many different spin-offs, different characters have their own little universes and like different. I'm like, ah,
Bro, you
damn.
gotta check out eBay. Oh, you already know about it. Check out eBay and just
Mm-hmm.
wait on it. You're gonna find
That's where I got
side
most of
stories,
the.
bro.
I think that's where I got her other ones because I bought the first three, like I think the omnibuses for the regular Sword Art Online,
Oh, did you?
and then when they came in, I realized that the second book I bought wasn't the second book of the original series I wanted. It was the second book of another fucking series because the person was selling all three of them, and I
Hmm.
got it from eBay,
Because you
and
thought,
I didn't look at it close enough. I thought it was one, two, three
yeah.
of the omnibuses, but the second book is from a completely different series of a different perspective. I'm like, fuck. So I gotta get that perspective plus this perspective plus that. But like, it's a whole fucking thing. Like, it's a whole mess.
Speaking
Anyway,
of different perspective, I watch. I don't know if I told you, but what's that show called? Is it Run and Pick Up Girls in Dungeon DanMachi? I watched
yeah,
the different perspective of the girl that he's in love with, the blonde, the sword princess.
that's an OVA, right?
Yeah, it's no, there's a whole season, not just the OVA, but she has a whole season, like the
Hmm.
Aura Princess or
I'm thinking
something
of
like
something
that.
else. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but no, they have OVAs too. But where she
yeah,
gets a full season, in which it's basically from the beginning where she meets before she meets up with Belle, like
yeah,
how that Ox ended up attacking Belle, what led up to that, and then everything after that point. I think leading up all the way until they Belle gets level 2. I believe he ends
yeah,
up fighting that big demon, or maybe level 3. I can't remember
yeah.
which one. Like it's pretty
Oh, like in the
good.
courtyard and shit.
No, like in the dungeon, before they like that huge
Oh
dungeon
yeah,
break.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's pretty good. Like I don't know if
I need
you've
to
seen
watch
it,
the new
but check it
season.
out. Oh yeah, the new
I need to.
season is fire too.
Nah, fucking high dive. I gotta sail the high seas up here to watch this shit.
Yeah, that's worth it. It's like it's not to the level of last season yet, but it's bringing it's
Remind me.
tying those loose ends from last season
I'm,
and
I'm pretty sure.
introducing new season.
I'm pretty sure I finished last season. Like I'm almost positive, but remind me, the last episode was they didn't make it out yet, right?
They made it out.
Did they?
Yeah. Do you
And I might have lost like
you
two
may
episodes
have
then.
watched the first part and not no, you definitely watched the second part. We talked about it. So maybe you didn't finish it.
Hmm.
Because we
I'd have
definitely
to go
talked
back.
about the second part.
I'd have to go back and look it up, see what
Mm.
I'm missing. Because
But
the last thing I really remember was them still separated, and which again, this could just be the memory of the thing that captivated me the most. But like they were down bad,
yeah,
and like it was getting even worse.
that was the
So
that was definitely the second part. So I know you watched it.
where they were separated and it was him and the elf girl and they were like literally sleeping in shifts because they were about to die
Hmm.
constantly. That was the second part.
Having to cuddle each other for body heat, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
the second to last episode is when she basically planned to sacrifice herself, so that
I
he can
saw
get
it.
out. You sure you
Yeah, I
can?
saw that.
Maybe you just didn't watch the
I'll
last
look.
episode.
I'll watch like the last two episodes
Yeah, just
before
check it
I
out.
watch the new.
But I think watching the Oreo Princess or the Sword Princess, I think that one's also good. I want to catch up on the
Yeah.
series real quick. Definitely
Yeah.
watch that one because it's a good skim through. It explains a lot. Like backside, we get introduced to characters we don't see till like season 4 of the regular anime. In
Really?
that one season, it's like, oh, that's why that happened. This is who's behind that. Like, it's pretty good, bro.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing our seasonal mid-season review in the next couple weeks, but we love you guys. Like, subscribe. Peace out.
Peace.